All right, we are live. I hope everybody's having a great day. Very special guest today. This is going to be a fun live. So, Ilona, please introduce yourself. Tell everybody where they can find you and everything like that.
Yeah. So my name is Ilona. I am also known as Chikara Transformations. I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I'm also a bodybuilder. I do a bicep flex. That's normally what I do in my videos.
Your biceps are
And
better than mine.
yeah, do you know what? I don't even really train them, to be honest. I'm not allowed to train basically upper body at the moment. I haven't trained arms for a long time because
Really?
I just need to grow. What I do is I'm trying to become an IFBB pro wellness bodybuilder. And if you know what wellness is all about, it's all about the ass and the legs. So that's basically my focus, is just growing as big a booty and legs as possible. But what I do is I have a YouTube channel where I review weight loss content, health and fitness content, and just try to provide guidance, opinion, tips and tricks, that sort of stuff. But I also vlog my life journey, or I would say not my life journey, my bodybuilding journey. A lot of that is what I eat in a day, is my training, and it's a lot of it is the same because that's kind of how this works. A lot of it is repetition, but
Right.
I sprinkle in just life stuff, my dogs, my life, just me basically. I also have an Instagram. I'm not really like an Instagrammer. I just update stories here and there and post pictures of my dogs, basically, for the most part. It's me posing in the gym or pictures of my dogs. That's my Instagram for the most part. So yeah, that's me.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you. And we had you on before,
Yeah,
like a while back, and I think what you do is very important. And I know that there's going to be many people that watch this that are just like, oh, these two people are, like, because I do a lot of critique myself, right? Here's why critique is important, everybody. When you have somebody that is putting themselves in a position of authority or to give advice, they should know what the fuck they're talking about. And I oftentimes will step in and critique somebody when I feel that they've either given wrong advice or they're giving misleading advice or something like that. And I just, like, the young lady that's going to be the majority discussion here is obviously April Lauren, because you and I have both made videos about her. And I did find very hilariously that in the video where she was saying that you were bullying her.
I'm a cyber stalker. It's like,
Cyber stalking and bullying her.
What?
because you linked a website that, like, you were linking your source. Now I understand they're going to try to get technical about that shit, but at the same time, I do find it funny that my name was not mentioned at the fuck all. And I think it's because there was just the technicality of you linking that website. Nothing that was said in any way invalidated anything you said in critique. And I do think you have a very good outlook on weight loss. You obviously train obese people to healthier weights, not just bodybuilding people. I mean, from watching your content, I can tell you know and understand their plight a little bit more than most other bodybuilders do. Most other bodybuilders are just like, eat the chicken, eat the broccoli, and go from there. A lot of it is food behaviors. And that's why I think that Miss Lauren is very dishonest. And I've said this before. I think she overtly omits shit from this. I did want to say congratulations on sticking to your guns. Your rebuttal video, and people can't see this. I have a little link on my browser that allows me to see likes and dislikes still, even though YouTube has hidden dislikes from everybody. Yours has thousands and thousands of likes, maybe like 170 or 180, I think, dislikes, whereas hers has thousands of dislikes, because I believe that the audience is finally seeing that she's extremely disingenuous, like extremely. And the fucked up thing is, it's way more than what people think it is. Like that when you actually dig a little bit, it's way more than what you think. So what was the biggest initial key? For those of you that don't know who April is, I want to make very clear. This is not meant for anybody to go hate on her. This is not meant for anybody to go give her a hard time at all. Cyberstalk, bullying. I frankly think that to a great seriously don't. But to a great degree, I think people should just fucking ignore her. She's dangerous for her audience. She portrays an image, like her entire. And I'm going to let Ilona talk. For those of you that are going to get mad in the comments, like I talk a lot, and then I'm going to shut up and let her talk a lot. But my whole issue with her is that she portrays an image where she has nothing to do all day but take care of her dogs, take care of her house, which is not. I mean, I'm sorry, I know that is a job. I'm not saying it's not, but when your entire job is to be a weight loss YouTuber and you portray that you are very diligent about clean eating and that you are working out for like 2 hours a fucking day. Fuck, I don't work out for 2 hours a fucking day. Holy shit,
Mm.
that's a long time to work out of serious physical activity. When you portray that to an audience of people that are like-minded, that are looking to you for inspiration, to the average mother of three that maybe has 100 pounds to lose, who works a job and a half or two jobs, who has zero time in the fucking day, that can be very demotivating. Like, this woman can barely lose weight and she works out for 2 hours a day and she's super diligent about her food. I don't even have time to cook for myself. And I work for 14 hours a day, every single day, 7 days a week to take care of my kids. It's demotivating, and it's overtly, it's overtly bad for the audience. Like, these people that monetize their weight loss journeys, it's very bad for them, very bad for their audience. It's very toxic nature, and that's why I have an issue, and why she caught my attention. She first caught my attention because I had high hopes for her. I made a positive video about her. I wanted everybody to know I normally don't talk about people once I've made a positive video about them. I will say this: if you end up doing some fuck shit, the deal is off. So, I mean, it just is off. I won't talk about if I've had a client consultation with somebody, they're off. I would never speak about them again.
Yeah,
But,
you don't talk about clients. It's just confidential.
right. But if I make a video about you and I've contacted you before, and then you end up being a fucking disingenuous fuck, get ready for the fucking horns. Anyway, how did this get brought to your attention?
I think it was people asking me to basically review her channel, and I started. Sorry, I've got animals; they'll be playing in the background. But basically, I started to review her channel, and I was initially under the impression of, like, from the beginning, things don't add up. If you are somebody that is over 300 pounds, and like you say, you claim to be eating a very healthy, balanced diet where allegedly you track, which apparently we don't, but sometimes we do. If you track and you weigh everything out and you are very diligent and you are very consistent with your weight loss, it is physically impossible to have very long periods of time where you only lose half a pound a week.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen. So initially I was thinking, oh, maybe it's a case of she doesn't maybe realize how much she's eating, or maybe she isn't quite tracking, or something isn't adding up. And then it's just the more that I started reviewing her, I just realized that everything is just, it's like she's trying to like sell herself to what goal I don't get. No, I guess just financially to make money off YouTube. That's it, which is fine. Like, I have no issue with it. Like, I make reactions because they make me money, but then just be transparent about that. It's like, if you're it's for example, that video with the pants that she had, that was essentially a giant ad. That was a video where a company approached her to make a dedicated video about the product. And
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. Like, that's fine, but then just say that if that's what you're doing. If you're I just maybe that's a me thing, but I'm very transparent with my audience. And I think, especially where when I go in, I think I come from it from the perspective of the fitness community, which she wants to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big issue in the fitness community that people, they glorify bodybuilding and they pretend that it's so easy and that it's not damaging for health, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it is hard. Sorry, it's very hard, and it can be very damaging to your health. And it's not something that people should just do for funsies. Whenever anybody messages me about doing a prep, I always say, like, are you willing to make all of these sacrifices and risk all of these health problems? And then most people go, well, yeah, actually, no, I don't. But that's part of bodybuilding. It's not just being on stage and looking pretty in a bikini. And on top of that, especially with social media influencers, it's just like fake natties. When if people look fantastic all year round and then claim to be natural, you're selling a dream, you're selling an image that's not a reality. And
Right.
I just think it's misleading, basically. And I don't know.
I
I don't like it.
I would agree that she's like kind of the fake natty of weight loss, And I don't. And here's my thing: the fake natty shit. to me, that stuff is like in a bygone era, because it used to happen a lot. I always tell people, just assume everybody uses something.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used DHEA. My doctor put me on an estrogen blocker. I will be using TRT the very second my doctor tells me to go on it. I don't like people need to understand, like, to be almost genetically elite is super, super, super rare. Like, I mean, like, and most of these people that you see bodybuilding use PEDs and are genetically elite anyway. Like,
Yes.
they have the genetic, and part of their genetics is that they can take they're predisposed to be able to take the side effects better than other people with the PEDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do anything with your hormones, talk to a doctor, get your blood work done, do those sorts of things, everything like that. But understand that there's going to be trade off if you decide to do prep. And that's one of the things I do like about you, that you're very honest about that portion of it too. That's why I'm in business with Mark Lobliner. He's pretty honest about that too. It can be bad for you. It can be good for you. Like, bad hormones are bad either way. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but when it comes to, that's kind of off topic. When it comes to this stuff with her, what eventually happens with these channels, and this is why I tell people, don't monetize your weight loss. If you're in an unhealthy state, don't monetize that journey. Like, you are in a healthy state and are doing something that you're showing for a goal, an athletic goal. It's the same thing as if somebody were to show you training for the Olympics, which most Olympians use PED.
Yeah, but then people will still argue that what I'm doing is like disordered eating, which, like, I don't think it is, because for me, anything, it doesn't give me like negative feelings inside me. Just because somebody else thinks that tracking food is disordered, it's like, yeah, but it's not really. Like, I see myself as an athlete. I have a coach. My coach tells me how to eat and how to train to get the best out of me.
Right.
So I just
a lot. Like, my wife is my coach. Like, for like, I don't. Oh yeah, I don't coach myself. Like, I would coach myself in being in this chair and reading and shit like that all goddamn day long. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the workouts she programs for me. Absolutely, and that's a huge portion of what she does for both our clients and for me, is that she programs shit that not only is challenging for me, but that I like. You know what I mean? Because you gotta like what you do, right?
Yeah.
But she's helped figure out the entirety of our hunger management system and everything like that too. That helps me not binge eat. You know, like, avoid binges.
Yeah.
I think that's important. When you monetize trying to get from an unhealthy state to a healthy state, when you have setbacks, the way that social media is set up, that gets monetized too. And monetizing setbacks are not a great thing. You know what I mean? And I find her, if you look at her entirety of her history, which we're going to go over here in just a second before we get to present day, and then we'll break apart. I thought it would be fun if we would look at last night's video that she snuck in, her weigh-in Wednesday video. But I did want to show people, like, where this the stuff, the information has come to me. First of all, just doing the math, she either has some, like, there's no way it's PCOS, hypothyroidism alone. I'm not saying she doesn't have those things, but if she had such a severe case after years and years and years and years and years and years and years of trying, she'd be on serious medication. There would have likely been surgeries, so many things. This woman has been trying to lose weight for many years and has succeeded in gaining weight in that time frame that I will visually show here in a second. That is tragic. I think she needs some help. I really do. This is not meant to shame her, not meant to be mean. I don't think that what you do is meant to, I think you're looking out for her audience. And I've even heard you say that she should get some help. Look out for her. I mean, because I think she needs some.
Yeah.
I think it was just super disingenuous for her to go on, try to erase her entire previous history of weight loss, which actually turned into weight gain, and then tell people that I started my journey on such and such date, and then try and monetize that. I just find that massively disingenuous.
I think she will say that she has tried to lose weight before, which I think, like, technically most people have tried to lose weight in the past. I think it's just, it seems like that from the inception of her channel, this particular one, that this has been her first attempt where she is really like sticking to. I don't know quite how to describe it, because she will admit that she has tried to lose weight before, but it's more, I think this is the first time she's tried to do it as like an influencer where it's been successful. And the
Right.
other times, it's like if you've been struggling with your weight and you've been around 300 pounds since you were 2018, since 2018, then this is not a new thing. You know, it's not like
No.
you've suddenly figured something out. It's like, no, this is something you've been trying to do for a long time. You haven't managed to lose 80 pounds in a year and a half or whatever it is, which she has.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been going on for a lot longer than that, you know. And there's been gains and losses. There's been a consistent, like a trend hovering around the 300s, a bit below it and a bit above it. So
this is, just in case everybody's wondering, this is April's old, basically old account.
2013. Wow.
2013. So again, this is not meant to try to hurt her, shame her, anything like that. This is meant to show people like this is the problem. This is just like you. I did like that you brought up the fake natty thing, because it's a very similar issue. You know, this is also. Oops! I just broke my keyboard. Don't know my own strength. This is also 2013. Bright and fit, get fit, fit life, fitness, discipline, confidence, fit fam, transformation. You know, like to me, this seems like a setup to basically a fitness journey. You know, yeah. She does right here talk. This is a rather interesting. This is a rather interesting post also. This is basically she's talking about her knee injury. Stepped out of line. I regret it. I decided to eat sushi. I was bloated and retained water from the steroid. The steroid had kicked me out of ketosis. So this is
not the sushi dough, not the rice in the sushi. That doesn't kick you out of ketosis.
I mean, and not only that, but like ketosis is not some magical land. Okay.
No, it's not. You can still you can still get fat on ketosis.
Yes, you can.
It's excess calorie. It's calories that matter.
Yes, it is. Now, here's the beautiful part about being in ketosis, just so everybody understands, because I do eat an extremely low carbohydrate diet. Like I really do. I eat basically green vegetables, protein, especially right now, because my birthday's coming up, and just like you said, like even though I have taken DHEA, I'm on an estrogen blocker, and I'm going to go on TRT, I don't try to stay super lean all year round because it's just not it's not a reality for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like because I'm not going to do what it would take to fucking stay lean all year round. You know, but I could easily eat fucking enough meat and veggies and shit like that to not lose weight easily. And I work out for about an hour a day, and I weigh about 185 pounds right now, you know? So eating sushi, the rice is not what did it, okay? It is the massive amount of quantities. Let's see, there's one more I wanted to show people. And just so everybody understands, this is not me making shit up. It was sent to me, as a lot of stuff does. This is her brand, you know? Sharing my weight loss journey and all things that help me wake up bright here on my channel. This entirety of her history was deleted from her present, journey, and that to me just seems disingenuous. So she was 51 pounds down at this time. This is the last one. This is March 7th of 2019. So 6 months transformation. Keto has been easy, but I've plateaued. When your clients say that they've plateaued, what do you tell them?
I try to figure out why that is, first of all. Like whether a lot of people plateau, but a lot of people then admit that they haven't stuck to their diet. So it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the first point, because I'm very much a proponent of like cutting calories is easy. Like that's not hard. I can put you on a low calorie diet. It's going to have results. I just don't think it's realistic. I actually prefer to feed people as much as possible, and then for them to still have results and lose weight. Oh,
oops! Hang on. There we are. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. So I just try and understand. And if I can cut calories, I will. But sometimes I play around with macros. Sometimes I play around with upping the cardio or changing around the types of cardio. it all depends really. It depends on what they're doing. And I just know also with some people, some people, they, how do I say it? Like they don't necessarily want, uh some people, they want to be treated more direct than other people.
Mm-hmm.
So you just try and just more encourage them to just stick to the diet. It's like, just try it, stick to the diet, see how that goes. And some people, you just have to cut the calories, unfortunately, and then you finally find the magic point. It's kind of, like, I might start them off at 2,200 calories, and then 1,800 calories seems to work. So it really just depends on the feedback that I get from them. But more often than not, it's a case of, yeah, I've not really stuck to my diet. It's like, well, what do you expect then?
Right.
If you're doing your diet 80%, you can only expect like 80% of the results. That's just how it works.
I agree. And also for like, she's coming from an extremely large state. Like, and that's not being mean. She's just fat as fuck. But I mean, when you're that big, she's eating 4,000 calories a day. Like somewhere in there. And anywhere from 3,500 to 4,000 calories to be 350 pounds. When you reduce that down to a semblance of what would be a human being calories, like how many calories a day do you eat?
I eat like almost 4,000 on training days.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, one,
Yeah.
you're on exogenous hormones, and two,
Yeah.
you train fucking hard. You know what
Well,
I mean? Like,
I obviously train a lot of legs, and on top of that, I have a huge energy output because I have my dogs and I exercise my dogs a lot.
mhm,
So I average like 18 to 20,000 steps a day, like 17
right,
to 18,000. That's normal for me.
right,
That's pretty much
right.
what I do every day. So I do a lot of exercise, but on my rest days, I only eat around 1,500.
hmm
So
Like, I take in probably, like, the last. I'm on some different appetite suppressant supplements right now that we're testing
yeah,
out. The one that's right behind us right now, which is coming out real soon. No Morbidity, but I'm on another one too. So my appetite is super suppressed. I'm eating like right around 1,800 to 2,000 calories, I think.
that's
And I'm losing,
brutal.
and I'm just dumping body weight. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just like dumping off of me. I work out for an hour a day, and
yeah,
I'm in this chair the rest of the fucking day. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, because I do client consultations for about 10 hours a day every day. You
yeah,
know, so, and I get some yoga in. So my activity is, I get some yoga in, and then I work out for about an hour, and then I sit. Right. Like, my point is, if she was working out the way she's working out,
yeah.
eating 2,000 calories at her weight, she'd be losing
Of course,
2 to 4 pounds a week, every
easy.
week, easily.
Yeah,
And if not, go to the fucking doctor, because
yeah,
something's fucked up with your hormones severely. That they can give you either Synthroid or to fix. Like, they can give you a
yeah.
thyroid medication. PCOS can be treated with berberine or metformin or those sorts of things to help increase insulin sensitivity. Those
You know
sorts of
what?
things.
I use a lot of berberine because my coach, I've never used it before, but my coach, he's a proponent of an enormous high carbohydrate diet. So I eat
Mhm.
like almost 600 grams of carbs on my training days, which
Yeah.
is insane. And when he started, it didn't start off like this, by the way. It's like every week I check in, he just pushes more and more food. And I think he's just going to push food until I start gaining too much body fat. I just keep
Mhm.
staying around 74 kilo on my off days. After an off day, and then I go up to like 75, 76 once I've had a lot of carbs, which makes sense, right? But he actually gets me to have quite a lot of berberine with my high carb meals, and
Mhm.
my high carb meals are very high carb. So don't
Mhm.
just start taking berberine and think that it's going to work. Like, it probably
No.
has side effects. I have it with certain meals prescribed that way, but I think that it has actually helped me a lot with the absorption of carbohydrates
Yeah.
and not getting bloated and not looking watery. Because before, I've always done low carb or keto because I like
Mhm.
it. I like to eat meat and fat. Like,
Yeah.
that's just my dietary preference. I'll eat rice because I'm paying somebody to tell me how to eat, so I
Yeah.
will do that. But my preference is a low carb, high fat, high protein diet. Um, but with the supplements, especially the berberine, I'm finding that it's helping a lot with just not getting bloated, water retention, the absorption of carbohydrates, blood sugar
Yeah.
level. It's
The the
quite
the
good.
data on it's amazing on Berber.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm actually going to do tomorrow. By the way, folks, 7 a.m. Is going to be about weight loss supplements, and stuff like that, and different ones. Berberine is amazing for many things. First of all, it's shown to be just as effective, if not more effective, than metformin in almost every clinical trial for help with prediabetes, PCOS. PCOS, it actually is shown to be more beneficial for women to take berberine than metformin. And berberine has extremely low, very rare cases of side effects, and extremely low side effects compared to metformin, right?
Yeah.
And metformin has even been shown to cause, Mark did a video yesterday where they just realized that there's a birth defect from men to take metformin, that their children sometimes have this rare birth defect that affects their penis. So just so you guys know. But anyway, I've found berberine to be amazing. And the data on it's great. Every client I've put on it has had a good time. And just for the reasons you're saying, if you don't take in carbohydrates, it can help with sugar cravings too. Like you probably don't crave sugary items for a lot of obese people. That's the problem. Like they just want it, but it helps regulate, it helps keep your blood sugar stable all day long, but it also is massively, massively good for insulin sensitivity, and I think that's why your coach, who sounds very intelligent, by the way, has you taking it with high carb meals, because you're getting the full effect of it. So the fluid is actually going into your muscles. You probably noticed a very good volumization effect from it too.
Yeah, one thing that's nice about eating high carb, the pumps are insane.
Insane pumps. I stay pretty flat, and then once every 3 weeks, I have some pictures of me last summer where I was super flat, because I really do enjoy just kind of green vegetables and protein and red meat.
Yeah, me too.
And I had all of a sudden it was I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 sweet potatoes every single day for a week, and then take some pictures. And I was like, the pumps were so
everywhere,
almost painful pumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did want us to go over a few other things about this, because again, this is why I'm happy to have a conversation with other fitness professionals, because I think that people just view weight loss in such a weird thing, where it's so much more about your nutrition than what nutrition than what this woman is leading on. Because she doesn't really discuss her nutrition unless she's forced on it. Ever. And I think that's very, very, very bad and misleading to her audience. She's overeating. She's absolutely overeating. She did release a Weigh-In Wednesday video, which last week she was just too traumatized from the bullying. So bad. I want to let everybody know that I found that to be so incredibly disingenuous, by the way. She's upset that people are calling her on her shit. And to anybody from her comment section that wants to come over here and be like she's basically trying to invalidate professional opinion, right? You are a fitness professional. You've coached many, many, many people. I've coached over 1,000 people to weight loss, my wife and I. Over 1,000 fucking people. I'm a best-selling author, and I was fat myself at one point in time. Just so everybody, and I wanted to show people that too, just real quick. Hang on.
Can I just say about the Weigh-In Wednesday? I looked at it, and somebody on that evil website that shall not be named pointed out that even that, where she's saying that she's lost 3 pounds from the last weigh-in, even that is somewhat it's a 3 pound loss this week, but it's not actually. It's a 3 pound loss over a 2-week period. So actually, it probably is only 1.5 pounds. Yeah, you look massive. You're full on natty as well there, right?
You know what? That's just DHEA and DIM.
Yeah.
And a lot. A lot of cheeseburgers. This is also full pump. And then if you look, this is like a keg of a stomach, right here, all
that. How much did you weigh there?
I had weighed myself. Oops, stop sharing that. I weighed myself about a month before there, and that was when I weighed about 270. So I would imagine in that picture, probably right around 278, 280. Right. I was just jamming food in me, and that's when I was trying to be as just big and strong as I possibly could. And I can tell you this: that was the week I came home, and I can't even begin to tell people how ridiculous it looked and felt. But I have just genetically wide shoulders to begin with, and then my shoulders were just this fucking big. You know what I mean? I literally filled in a fucking doorway, right?
Yeah.
And my collarbones would hurt. because I would sleep on my side, and there was so much distance, unnatural distance, basically between my shoulders, that I would collapse in on myself, and my collarbones would hurt when I woke up.
Yeah.
And there was many problems with that. But I've been fat before, and that's why I wanted to show that. Like that to lose, I mean, that's nearly 100 pounds ago. You know, like so. It's not like I'm not speaking from reference. But here's the fun part, and I am going to let you lead the show with this. We are going to talk about what I really think about Weigh-In Wednesday and what I really think. Just so everybody understands too, like when you look at these things over here, this right here, that means she has done a very good job of tagging. She's got 80% SEO score. So she's trying to get her videos shown, and she should. Everybody should. Anybody says
you make videos to like be shown, right? To be seen, to make money.
However, I will say this: you can find out what her channel tags are right here, and she has tagged her channel with mental health and successful weight loss. So she intends on getting that crowd of people that want, how to lose weight. So she is setting herself up to teach people how to lose weight, how to lose weight the healthy way. I have yet to see her fucking do that, by the way. I mean, this is how she watch me shrink. This is how she has tagged her channel to try to get the audience that she would desire. You know, weight loss journey, those sorts of things, right? So I thought it'd be fun for us to just start this the fuck up
from the beginning.
From the beginning. So
okay.
I've only watched the very beginning of it when she tried to fucking and here's my thing, by the way. The random appearance of the anabolic French toast from the $150 fucking PDF cookbook, which I'm sorry, I wouldn't pay that for fucking a Gordon Ramsay cookbook. But that is to incite the name of one Greg Doucette. He will not come.
No.
I don't think he'll defend this. And if my name is attached, he's not coming.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that shit. So here we go.
Morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Weigh-In Wednesday video. I'm April Lauren.
Hang on, we're going to make it go a little faster. One, that way she can't claim that I'm using too much of the video. But two, her voice sounds really annoying like this.
It's 200 pounds. I have lost over 80.
What'd you say?
What I think is ironic is that she hasn't done a Greg Doucette recipe since she did the Greg Doucette video, and then I pointed it out, and then suddenly she's doing Greg Doucette recipes. It's like, okay.
I'm going to say this: if you've weighed 350 pounds, maybe for your birthday, eat something that has cake in the name for breakfast. But I don't give a shit what it actually fucking.
It is nice though. I'm not gonna lie. The anabolic French toast is nice. It is very tasty.
Yeah. I mean, when I eat sweeter things, it's normally sweeter things made in a healthier way. Rarely, especially if I cook it in my house. If we cook it in my house, I use protein powder and for everything. I mean, I'm not above protein powders, and I'm not even above this recipe. I've never seen this cookbook because I'm not going to pay for it, and if I'm not going to pay for it, I'm not going to look at it. I've had so many people offer to send it to me, and even though I'm not a huge fan of him because he plays a fake character, but I'm not going to just peruse his paid for shit because I am not that person. But but I'm not going to. I would imagine from what I've seen of it is that all these recipes are pretty macro wise, they're solid and pretty good. So it's not like I'm going to dog I'm going to dog the price, most definitely, fucking $150. But if you were a very, very large person trying to find lower calorie items that you have a hard time saying no to, are just going to keep tempting you. Sweet things maybe if you want to have them towards the end of the day. But anyway, here we go.
I have less than 120 to go, and I am vlogging today. I made some French toast. This is Greg Doucette anabolic French toast. It is really, really good. I didn't love the stuff as much, but this is amazing. And then it just has like a serving of Greek yogurt and then 50 grams of blueberries on top.
Can you pause it?
We are going.
What'd you say?
So it's okay, pause it. See, what I don't understand, because I do a lot of vlogging as well, and I show always the food that I'm eating. I always show every single thing that I'm weighing out because that's what you do. Even though I'm bulking and I'm trying to gain, I always tell people I'm having 180 grams of chicken, I'm having 200 grams of rice, I'm having this, I'm having that. I show the weighing out of it, and I don't necessarily tell the calories because it's not really about the calories, it's about the grams of the proteins and the carbs. But I don't see her unless she gets called out on it, then she'll do it like the next video. But why not show that part of it? Not necessarily the whole prep of it, which you can do in a time lapse, but why not say like, okay, well, this meal was actually, I don't know, what is that there? So 4 slices, what is that, like 60 grams of carbs or something like that with the berries. We're looking at like, 20 grams of protein from the yogurt, maybe some fats. There's maybe from the egg whites, there's another 10 grams of 15 grams of protein, something like that. But just explain that to people. And I don't know, because that's what people, in my opinion, if you're having a weight loss journey, or a weight loss channel, I should say, that is the kind of stuff that you should show so that people know, oh, okay, so I can eat all of this food and it's going to be 300 calories. Or I can have this little thing here and it's going to be 200 calories. Or, I don't know, maybe that's just me because I find that stuff interesting, but that's kind of what fat loss is being in a calorie deficit and to a degree calorie counting.
Yeah, it's to an enormous degree, even to the point if you just mentally count the calories. I actually don't use a calorie counter anymore, but one of the things I did is everything I normally eat, I made sure when I would weigh it out before, I would make sure I guessed at the weight of it. So I was teaching myself what things weighed, and then I would teach myself what they actually were in the calorie counter. And if I come across something I haven't eaten before, I normally do check it out because 1, I'm interested in that stuff, but 2, I'm interested in my health. The kind of weird thing is when you and I've talked about it before, and I even have it queued up if we wanted to go look. I don't even think it's necessary, but at one point in time, and I think it was an answer to you because you had said something about weighing out her food. She talks about weighing out spices. Yeah. So you're going to tell me you weigh out fucking spices, which I have never, ever suggested to anybody or done myself. That's ridiculous. And sugar, maybe, if it's straight fucking sugar, you get a teaspoon of it and understand what it is. But if it's spices, this woman has weighed 350 pounds. She weighs 208, 70 something right now, whatever she's lying about right now. Because I'm sorry, I still don't even necessarily buy her weight because she doesn't show the fucking scale. So I know I have been morbidly obese myself, and I coach almost exclusively morbidly obese people. They lie about their weight. I mean, they just fucking do, and to suggest to people in a way that she is giving advice to weigh out spices, because I mean, if you actually look at that clip, and I don't even know if there's necessary for us to do so, but if you look at that clip, she is saying you should do this, the speaking from a position of authority when she's obviously a train wreck when it comes to her health and weight loss is my issue with her for the most part,
Well, and another thing is with the whole tracking of the spices, it's just the back and forths of the tracking. Is one day she's tracking and she's writing things down, and you see she makes a whole dedicated video to meal prepping, which meal she then doesn't eat in following videos. What's the point of meal prepping it if you're not showing yourself eating the food that trust me, the food that's in my fridge is the food that I'm gonna eat. Granted, I could eat off camera, I could do that, but that will be reflected in the way that I look. But besides that point, what's the point of making this whole show about I'm meal prepping and I am even weighing out my spices because that's how dedicated I am to my weight loss. But then in this video, there's one of the Q&A questions, she says that tracking food triggers her. So are you tracking food or are you not tracking food? You can't be half tracking. Yeah, well, you can. Obviously, you can half track, but you're not going to get results. And that probably is what's happening. I'm guessing she probably does semi-tracking when she maybe feels like it. But if tracking triggers you, then you need to talk to a therapist and get help with that, so you can get comfortable with either paying somebody to give you a meal plan that you follow, or just get comfortable with tracking calories, because that's the only way to lose weight. So I'm guessing the weight loss, I'm not going to say she hasn't lost weight, because she has. When you look at the pictures from when she started, the images from when she started, or the videos from when she started her channel to now, she has lost weight. She definitely has. Definitely, you can definitely tell that. So I'm not going to say that that's not the case. It's just the thing of, she could have been a lot more successful based on the alleged energy output that she has if she was as diligent with food as what she claims to be.
I agree. I completely agree. You know, when it comes to her tracking calories, you know, we actually have like people get off of calorie counting once they get to a healthier weight. But if you are trying to lose weight, you track your calories until you know exactly what's in it. If you eat the same about the same things, then maybe it's not as important. We do like one of the things I don't like about calorie counting is that towards the end, for people that are just trying to get healthier, it becomes kind of a
Obsessive.
crutch. Yeah, it becomes
Oh,
a crutch and obsessive. It does. Like people try to play it like it's a fucking video game. They try to get low
yeah,
score, you know.
yeah.
But it's also this thing where the second they forget the track, all of a sudden they just eat everything. So
Yeah.
that's why you build healthy habits. It's a little different for I think for bodybuilding and stuff like that. Like you need to be meticulous, you know. But for her, she should be like first again. She does like if you're going to weigh out fucking spices, why? If you're not
I've
tracking
never
it,
done that,
why?
even in a prep. I've never heard of a bodybuilder weighing out their spices. The only thing I've heard of is salt manipulation in the peak
Right.
week before a
Yeah.
show. I've never heard of anybody weighing out spices because, like, what is that 10 calories? Those 10 calories in like several like breasts of chicken or whatever. Like, that doesn't matter. What matters is the oil that you're not weighing out, or the
Yeah.
like I don't know the cookie that you're eating here that you're not considering. And I think it's stuff like that that's happening, to be honest.
Well, I would almost guarantee she stops at fast food and grabs shit and sneaks shit. Like, I mean, I hate to say that, but it's just because I know people and I don't know, but I'm guessing. I mean, she's eating a lot more calories than what she's claiming. Like, that's the thing. Like, she is overeating. If she loses, like, and you get to it later on in this video where she does show, because I already saw the screenshot where she shows last weigh-in and then she shows the weight and then this week. So she makes it seem like it's 1 week to the next week with 3 pounds, and then everybody celebrates in her comment section and blah blah blah. And any weight loss is good weight loss. Don't get me wrong. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not saying that it's not positive weight loss. What I am saying is that like it's a little deceptive to make it seem like it's 1 week, and it is still for the amount of activity she's claiming. If she's eating clean like she claims, it doesn't add up.
No.
Like for a woman her size, her age, with the calorie expenditure she claims, and what she and in any way eating clean, she should be dumping, you know, probably 2 to 4 pounds a week. You know,
Yeah.
it's what I would expect. I have plenty of clients that are her size that I say we're just going to try to get a hold of your habits. Make sure you don't binge. Make sure you feel satiated, satisfied with food, and then we start playing with portion sizes. You know what I mean? But these are people that admittedly need help. She's putting herself in a position of authority and follow my journey and bullshit. It's another reason why you shouldn't monetize a weight loss journey, a health journey. A physical endeavor, absolutely. That's super, like people get super motivated, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll go a little farther here. We'll skip past the fucking French toast thing.
Well, the thing is as well with the whole weight loss is that last summer, when I did my prep, I dieted for 3 months, and I think I lost more weight than she did in like a 4, 5, maybe even 6 month period. And it's like I wasn't even overweight I mean, like technically per BMI I was overweight, but in terms of like excess body fat, I wasn't overweight to even start with. You know, like I got like a little bit chunky in my off season, but I never got obese. So, and it's not like I was super, I trained a lot, but I always train a lot, but it wasn't like, it was only in the last month that I dropped my calories to 1,500. Before then, I think I started my prep on like 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
So just the fact that as somebody who has a lot less body fat, having a similar energy expenditure per what she claims, like with the exercise and the walking and the training, if I can lose more body fat than her in a shorter period of time, like that shouldn't be possible. The bigger you are, the easier it is to lose weight.
Right.
Because it's just, it's just the way the body works.
Absolutely. It works down to calorie expenditure. Like, and her basal metabolic rate is normally basal metabolic rate is your body weight times anywhere between 9 and 11, depending on the person, hormones, that sort of thing, blah, blah, blah. So her basal metabolic rate is in the 2,300 calorie range. So if she did nothing and just ate 2,000 calories, she'd lose fucking weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, probably as much as she fucking is losing now. If she ate, I did a thing. There's a video on my channel where a hypothetical 350-pound woman eats 1,800 calories for 90 weeks, right? Just sedentary, unless she has some sort of fucking very severe metabolic disorder, she would be done. Like she'd be like 180 some pounds, I believe it said it was. Like it's one of those things that's disingenuous. I thought we'd just get to the weigh-in because hearing her going to the dentist, like, do people really? I don't like. I can't imagine filming myself going places. What the fuck?
I don't even film myself in supermarkets. I feel really awkward doing it, to be honest. I film myself in the gym, but I always try to make it so that there's nobody in the background. I'm very conscious of trying to angle the camera in such a way that, I'm not really like A, interrupting people's workouts, or B, that I'm not capturing too many people in the background, which is like, it's kind of impossible. But I don't feel myself like, I can't imagine walking down this supermarket aisle and be like, oh guys, I don't know.
It's just I find it odd, but my content's not like that. And like Mark vlogs a lot of his shit. I get it, but I don't like. I'm nobody that like. My food's very boring. I normally eat off of a paper plate. You know what I mean? Like,
I use my Tupperware. I actually, you know what? I actually bought a bigger bowl today because I got sick and tired of just eating from my Tupperware. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself a nice big bowl that's like an actual like baked, like not baked, but like it's a dinner plate basically, a bowl-shaped dinner plate. Treat myself.
So I like it's I eat like 1.5 times a day. You know what I mean? Like now, if I was in your situation where I'm bulking, maybe show all the meals. But like I try to just like I eat a big piece of steak, some vegetables, and then I have like a protein shake or some salami later or something like that. You know what I mean? Like big. Everybody's like, what can do a full day of eating? A full day of eating is like 15 minutes like of my life. It's not that much, Anyway, here's the weigh-in. She's gonna throw. Let's see here.
You're to like go. You have to like remind yourself of what.
Now I say this to everybody, by the way. I let the ads play through, even if it's somebody that I don't really appreciate. It gives us one time to talk, but two, anybody that goes through the effort of making content should be rewarded for what they do. I really believe that. That's why I totally like. I have no problem with her monetizing this. I have a problem monetizing advice. Yeah. Like that's the thing I have a problem with. And I do think that she wants to be famous way more than she wants to actually lose weight.
Yeah, for sure.
Classic tease.
I have YouTube Premium, so I don't get ads.
Oh, you don't? I normally don't have a problem with the ads. We're gonna skip the second one. So here we go.
And anyway, so we're out walking. Wanted to give a little weigh-in Wednesday update. I weighed in at 269.1 pounds. So last week.
She showed that real fucking quick.
She actually says last week as well.
Say update. I weighed in.
So last weigh-in this week. So she broke the 270 mark.
Yeah.
Let's listen. I'm going to slow it down.
In at 269.1 pounds. So last week, I didn't weigh at all. Like, I didn't weigh for the weigh-in. I've been in a bad place. And it's like, do I still want to do this? What do I want to do? And
I'm going to give her real good advice. Keep making videos because she's obviously addicted to it. She's been making videos longer than I have. Like she's been making videos for fucking probably longer than you have. So I think she's got an issue with it. She should not monitor. She should not talk about her weight loss. Do your other vloggy shit, but you should get away from this whole weight loss journey thing. She's been tagging weight loss journey since 2013 for 8 years. She's if you've been trying on a weight loss journey for 8 years and you weigh more now than when you started your weight loss journey, you should not do this. That's Amber Lynn Reed shit. Yeah. I mean, it is.
At least Amber is like, kind of like, I like Amber in a way. I don't like what she does to herself. I actually think it's really sad, but she's such an open troll. She's such an open troll. Like I know at this point that all she's doing is she does things to wind her audience up, and it's stupid because it's her health. At the end of the day, she is like a 500-pound woman, and she is trolling her audience for money, which is like it's dumb. Like, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I can't like not get like.
She's not trying to hide it.
Yeah, like I don't get angry at her either, but it's like, yeah, you've got to be careful. You can't, if you start a weight loss journey, you just have to make sure that you are consistently losing weight, which she is now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess there might be maybe I hope she does definitely lose all the weight like that she wants to. That's the ultimate goal, obviously. But we'll see.
I mean, I don't talk about her much because I have had conversation with her, and I just think that I think and if Amber's watching, just get like I understand that you need to do this for the money, but you got to understand like that it's a trade off. She's like a power lifter. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she's trying. Like I agree with you. She trolls her audience. It's just sad to watch her do it. She's very much like Nikado Avocado, where they know they're unhealthy. They're using it for fucking. They're using it for monetary gain. My problem is actually with the fucking platforms that allow these morbidly obese people to fucking gorge themselves on camera and monetize it because it's actually against their terms of service agreement. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I just put my shoulders to the wheel and kept pushing along. Decided not to weigh, and I was also on my period. And
you know, if you're on your like, that's another thing too. She weighs in every Wednesday. I think that's a bad mistake, and I've said this before. If you're a woman, don't weigh yourself on your cycle. It's stupid. I mean, it's a complete like the variables have changed. It's not a real weight. You know, especially if you're on a weight loss journey, which she's on a fame journey, but if you're on a weight loss journey and you weigh yourself on your cycle, it's going to be demotivating because you could have actually lost weight that week and show that you've gained weight on the scale because you could be retaining fluid, you know?
Yeah.
And I've just been going forward.
I can say this, and Alona, I mean, you can be one of the people that reaches out to me. If you ever hear me put sad music to anything I'm talking about myself, fucking message me to delete my goddamn channel.
That was so funny with that video. I like the sad background music, just for the extra impact.
Yeah, I like it's like the audience manipulation. You know, like she's got so many people in her comment section like, "We're rooting for you. You're so inspirational." What I would venture to ask, what is actually inspirational? I don't see it. Like I really don't.
Oh, it's pooping time. So, and just like that, we're back. So, as I was saying, 269.1 pounds this week. I'm so excited. I think that's like right at 3 pounds, maybe a little over 3 pounds. I don't remember exactly what I weighed in at 2 weeks ago. But very, very happy with my weigh-in. And just, I'm continuing forward. Slow, sustainable change. By far, the best part of my journey has been, there's helicopters flying over us.
I think the thing with this, the one thing is like, I wouldn't talk about this unless it's something that she is choosing to put on her channel and make it a very big reason as to why she wants to lose weight. Is that part of the main reason she wants to lose weight is for fertility treatment, right? Mm-hmm. So, and this is not being horrible at all. Like, I would like to have children myself. I'm not in a position that I can right now because I don't have anybody to have children with, first of all. But I'm also aware of the fact that I am getting older. I'm 35. She's 37, 38, something like that. The reality is that I think a lot of people seem to think that I have an issue with her losing weight slowly. I don't, actually. I think slow weight loss, there's nothing wrong with that. I do agree. Slow weight loss probably is going to be more sustainable. The issue is around you can't do slow weight loss if you're trying to have a child and you have a biological clock ticking. So the priority has to be like, either you want to lose weight so you are healthy enough for yourself and for a child, and just the maths behind the whole alleged approach, like that doesn't tie up. So those are my main issues. But you can't, like, it's really unfortunate to say, but as women, we like the chances of complications in pregnancy after like 38, they become quite high. After 40, they're enormous. Is there something like a 40% chance of like miscarriages or something like that once you've hit 40? It's like, just the child being born with like, I don't know if I should say defects, but like your child not being born quote unquote normal. You know, like these chances are enormously increased. And if you're trying to lose weight at the slowest pace possible so that you become healthy enough for fertility treatment when you're like 44 or something. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what's the priority?
The thing is, and I got to, and this is going to be super harsh. And there's not really a way for me not to view it. She very clearly has some sort of food addiction or addiction to the camera that causes her to eat. Like, I think she keeps, like, the thing is, if she just lost all the weight and was healthy, like many people in our, like, I have people comment every single fucking day, I've lost 180 pounds and kept it off. I've lost this weight and kept it off. It happens. People can do it. But so she takes 2 years, 2.5 years to lose another whatever weight. She is basically stating she cannot get pregnant right now. So she is already, it is already going to be a difficult pregnancy, or it's a difficult to get pregnant, right? Because of her weight. So say she does get healthy in the next couple of years, then she goes through fertility treatments. She gets pregnant, and just like you said, she has a baby when she's 44. She's been a 350-pound woman. So is she going to be around when that kid's 25, especially if she regains weight? Like,
I don't know.
People need to think about the long term of this. Like, if you have a child in your 40s, are you prepared to look, because they're not done baking until they're like 25. I mean, just to be real, like, especially in our society today, just because they're 20 years old, you don't stop being their parent. You know what I mean? Just because they're 25, you don't stop being their parent. Parents are like, my parents are still my parents. My parents fucking call me all the goddamn time to make sure I'm doing shit right. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm fucking going to be 51 years old soon. So maybe parenthood isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
and that's fine as well. But I think obviously there is like a religious aspect to this as well, where they're Mormons. So like I don't know anything about it. So I'm not gonna, like, I don't even want to get into religion. It's not about that. But it's like,
well, shit. We'll talk about everything else, but we're gonna keep that shit.
Yeah, it's just like. But I think, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just saying that it's, all I can say is that, for example, if I say that if I'm in a relationship and I'm happy and I want to have children, if I then come on my channel and I make my channel partially about wanting to become a mother, and that part of that, I'm showing that part of my life, but then, then I am basically saying, I'm going to prep, I'm going to keep taking all of these juicy vitamins, and I'm going to get very shredded, which makes it so that I can't have children. Then I would expect my audience to turn around and go like, what are you doing? Like, do you want to have children, or do you want to do bodybuilding competitions? Right. So this is kind of like the come on, girl. Sorry, my dogs need attention sometimes. Like, this is the way that I'm looking at it. Is that like, do you want to lose? Do you want to have a child, or do you want to do a very slow and sustainable weight loss? Because they don't both go together, unfortunately.
No, they don't. They don't. And it's very, very sad, because I'll tell you this: parenthood. And if you know, I do hope you get your pro card. But if you want to have children as soon as you can, being a parent is the best gift that anybody ever gave me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will say that. Like, I absolutely love being a father. It's something. It's why I live for. It's why you live for everything. However, I will say this again, for somebody like her, like she, fertility treatments normally put weight on people. Pregnancy normally puts weight on people. People that have problems with food that get pregnant normally gain a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of these things.
I mean, you gain weight anyway. Like, very few women don't gain weight when they're pregnant. I mean, obviously, besides the obvious weight of the baby, I think for most women, it's like between 20 and 40 pounds is quite normal, isn't it? It's just.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's not more than that. So.
I'm gonna pop forward here a little bit and see what the questions are. The best thing about my journey.
Oh, I was going to say that what happened after all the testing.
Oh yeah, hang on a second.
Has been my mental changes. When I started, like a smelling moment. The helicopter's passed. Probably better to talk now.
Why even keep that in? Like, when you edit shit, I don't fucking, what the fuck. Anyway.
We're having a little sniffing, smelling moment. I dropped the camera. A fun time. I'm most happy about the mental changes. When I started my journey, I knew I wanted to go forward without punishing myself for being who I was. I don't think I could have imagined to aim for where I'm at in any sort of way. I feel like I might be at one of the best places I've ever been in as far as my relationship with myself, meaning while I am still significantly overweight. Okay, we're just going to have a conversation after the walk because I forgot about all of the helicopters. With my body is the best it's ever been until
I always feel, I know it's bad to say, but I always just cringe when I see those dogs because they're just so overweight. Okay, like if she just walked those dogs 3 times a day, took them for like a 5 kilometer walk, an hour walk every single day, the dogs would just wait and the weight would just drop off her.
Right.
Like it, like that would be the best exercise, really, out of everything.
I agree. That's why I wanted to get to the questions, is because she starts talking about her lifting. I don't get it. It's so contra. Like, I mean, like it when you start worrying about strength and you're trying to lose weight at the same time, you're trying to go to two masters, you know?
The thing is, training heavy is fun. Like, I like training heavy. I think it's fun. And I understand it. And like, obviously there is an ego thing to it. So I understand it, but there's also, if you don't want to do certain exercise because you're afraid of previous injuries, but then you're doing like 1 rep maxes without a spotter, like it's contradictory,
And I did like I saw your critique video of that. I like lower the weight and try to go all the way down. Lower the weight, like I kind of, and I've actually taught seminars like before the weight loss. I was actually kind of a squat specialist, and I've taught seminars about it. And I looked at the whole thing, like the not being in the rack. That's fucking dangerous. So fucking dangerous. I don't even like the racks that that have the bars out. I like a full cage. I mean, I like the full fucking cage. And it's just like nobody's spotting her. Like what fucking gym are you at that somebody's going to allow somebody to 1 rep maximum with a fucking camera on them at a morbidly obese state? After I'm sure that she's talked about having a knee injury before. Like she's had a knee injury. Like, I mean, it's just so fucked up. Like, I mean, all of it. I don't get it. Like, I really don't.
I know that somebody said that apparently because it's like a CrossFit gym, that they teach you in CrossFit how to like jump underneath the bar. And I totally get that. But the way she squats too forward. So first of all, she will not have the mobility or the agility to make that particular move.
No.
And second of all, to squat like that, you have to squat like pretty upright, like actually, where the bar is like in line as how it should be. So yeah, I understand that some people can definitely do that, and I'm sure that is a technique that can work for some people. Excuse me, but you do also need to be in a position where you can make that particular move, and I don't think you can.
I'm just going to go out and like, I get where people saying like CrossFit teaches that. They fucking shouldn't. That is not an actual safety technique.
No.
If you have 135 pounds in the bar and your face gets smashed into the ground, it's going to hurt. You might break your nose and shit like that. You got 250 pounds on that fucking bar and your knee caves in. First of all, it's not a matter of whether she can do it or not. It's a matter of eventually she'll get an injury. I mean, it's going to happen. But she's not going to jump out from underneath it. Nobody should depend upon that. If you are teaching people how to squat, basically, teaching them to jump out from underneath the bar that's just ridiculousness.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying if CrossFit does teach that, if your CrossFit, like whatever taught you that, find a different CrossFit person. Because I'm not going to knock on CrossFit. They get people going. Amen to them. Fucking, they build a community, all that blah, blah, all that bullshit. That's great. But damn, like to teach somebody to try to like in any way squat like that. Like if that was my gym, I'd be like, I would tell people never to fucking do that. Their insurance cannot possibly cover shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it just can't.
I don't know. Unless I just sign like disclaimers or something like that.
Those things aren't worth the fucking the waivers aren't worth fucking the paper they're written on, man. I mean, they're shitty. Anyway, here we go.
My life and my weight loss in this way, it was an ever-ending cycle of self-loathing, self-blame, crash diets failing, me failing the diet, all of those things.
And I've
had a few blips
What'd you say?
Can you just pause it? Like, how is she doing all of these shots? Is she having 2 dogs in her hands as well as carrying a camera?
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, like, obviously you can, but I struggle with my, like, 2 small dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're very well behaved, that's possible. But to get those shots, you do have to set down the camera and walk back and forth and do all the setting up of it.
You set the shot up.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just like, I think that's...
I've often wondered about, is it really a vlog if you redo the scene? Like, if I walk up to a tree, I set my camera on the tree, then I go back and fake walk up to the tree and pretend like I'm not even looking at the fucking camera, as if I'm just happen to be walking past a tree that happens to have a camera on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that genuine to me. Anyway, I did want to get to some of these questions because the questions are fucking funny. Work out with me Q&A.
So I'm going to answer a few of the questions from the Q&A. So I was going.
Vessies seem to have invented.
I am gonna. We've watched plenty of her commercials, so we're gonna skip this one.
And instead of doing a full Q&A video, I think I'm just going to separate these questions out and answer them and work out portions of my video, or maybe when me and the pups go for walks in the future, I'm going to work them in. So I'm going to work through as many of the questions as I can on various videos in the near future. So today I'm going to start with a question from Hannah the Horrible. If y'all didn't know, Hannah the Horrible has an amazing channel of her own. And
so what she's going to do right now is try to foster support. Like, so,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She always has the most interesting topics. So definitely check out her channel if you haven't before. Her question is an update on what happened after you increased your calories after getting all of that testing. And I failed at even trying. So I increased the calories, and almost right after I started going through.
This is the metabolic testing where she got tested, and they reckon that she should be eating like 3,500 calories, and she's metabolically healthy at 260 pounds. That's what this testing said, and that she needed to eat more than her husband, who does a lot of obviously PT as well. Like he does these Ironman. No, he doesn't do Ironmans, but he does these running challenges and stuff like that. And I was just gobsmacked because she was so happy about it as well. It's like anybody that tells you you're healthy at 260 pounds, where you're like 5'1" or 5'2", that's like I just don't have words for it, frankly.
That's insane. It almost makes me wonder if she misinterpreted. You know? No.
I've seen the video. This is definitely the data that they gave her back. But I think the way it's one of those things where they did like I think they did like scanning of the body they did the body fat to see how much body fat she had, the percentage of that, and then they basically like calculated your metabolic needs based on like your energy output. And she put down that she works out like 7 days a week, and she does like 90 minutes of exercise at fairly high intensity, and all of this. So really, her maintenance calories should have been like 3,500.
Jesus,
like that's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food, and yeah. Like so, she's basically telling herself that she's in
a deficit now, eating 2,500 basically. That's I think,
something like that. Like so, she lost in the last month. I think she's lost somewhere around 3.9 pounds. Like she's in a 455 calorie deficit a day approximately.
Yeah,
that's what she's averaging. So for her, that's for what she claims. That's eating about 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking. You're at some point in time, like catch an injury, anything like that, you're going to gain weight back up to 300 pounds.
Yeah,
eating that.
Through a pretty rough time mentally, and a
pretty rough time mentally. Then get off the fucking internet. Yeah. I can't even. If you have a hard time, if you have a rough time, don't be on the internet. I mean, I really mean that. Like, do not monetize your fucking journey if you're having a hard time on the internet. The internet's not a nice place. People have entire channels dedicated to being mean to me. I just don't watch them because I don't give a fuck. Like, they gave the people in her comment section were giving you a hard time for fucking linking the website that shall not be named because fucking But that website's been way meaner to you than to her.
Literally have as well, though. That's the thing. That's the irony of it. Like, they talk about everybody. Any single person that goes on the internet will probably get mentioned on the forums. That's just how they work. You know,
I
and
mean,
it's like they're not even a hate site. Like, yeah, they basically archive what people upload and what people
yeah,
post on the internet. Yeah,
yeah,
some people do things that aren't so nice, but the information usually that they find because it's been put out there by people like herself.
yeah.
So, you know, if you put things out there in videos and people happen to capture it, then I don't know, just I guess you should be a bit more careful with your information, isn't it?
No shit.
As I've shared before, went through a bout of depression, and I really didn't track much. And
So you really didn't track much when you went through your bout of depression. So that means that she tracks normally, but she's saying she doesn't track because it causes her anxiety. Like she in this very same video, she's contradicted herself.
at all. And tracking is something, it's very triggering for me. It's useful for me to lose the weight, but it's not useful in that it is a added stress in a very unproductive way to me. So all that to say, I didn't.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand. If you've been on a weight loss journey since like 2013, you kind of should know how to track food. Like, yeah, I get it is a little tedious, but if you can't be bothered with just the minutia of creating exciting new meal plans ordered every day, just eat kind of the same things every day. Create a list in MyFitnessPal, and it should just auto-populate everything. Like, it is a little tedious, but the reality is when I was doing more of if it fits your macros, I don't do that now. I just follow a meal plan. But when I was just generally tracking calories and generally checking my food intake, which I kind of always do, even if I'm not even trying to count calories, I just track because I'm curious to like either not undereat or severely overeat. Yeah, it's a little tedious, but it's not like it takes like an hour out of your day to do it. You just either sit down in the morning before you do whatever you do, and you just work out what you're going to eat that day, or you do it retrospectively, so you can hold yourself accountable. Got like, oh shit, I kind of like overdid it a little bit here. And even with some meals, if you go out for dinner, you can't necessarily track it accurately. But the fact that you're sticking in a number and you're going like, well, at least I'm accounting for it. That's something. So, but that's like I don't get that logic. Like tracking calories is you just have if you're trying to lose weight. Unfortunately, that is pretty much the only way to do it.
You know, the thing is that she also has the meal prep video. She implies that she eats the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So what is it?
She doesn't eat the meals though. She meal preps.
I mean,
adding the spices, we're counting those, but then you just don't see her eat those meals. So what's the point of meal prepping then?
This is why the people from her audience, these are my questions, because this is what is misleading to you. If you are from her audience, I'm bringing this stuff up, and I'm not going to speak for Ilona, but I think she is also. This is for you. Like her logic makes absolutely no sense. She should not be giving other people advice. If you want to follow along, that's great. But right now she is doing a literal Q&A about how to lose weight. Yeah. That is fucking crazy. I mean, like this is like an alcoholic giving a seminar on how to quit drinking from the fucking bar. I mean, like it's just ridiculous.
Of course, I increase the calories because when you don't track very well, you're going to eat more than you think you're eating. But
that's not necessarily true either. But that's a her thing. Yeah, she shouldn't say you. She should say me.
At the same time, I did not give it like a.
And I will say this: this woman right here does not do this workout all the time.
Yeah. The thing is like I was really surprised by how she went for a walk, and granted, she was doing like a walk for time. But still, her heart rate was like averaging 160 beats a minute. That's a sprint. You know, if you're walking and your heart rate is 160 beats a minute, you need to really work on your cardiovascular health and not worry about setting 1 rep maxes, because that's insanity. Like your heart rate should not get that high consistently as an average, not peaking. No, that's the average heart rate. That's lunacy.
That's fucking high. That is like. Maybe talk to a doctor high, like something's, like, I mean, if it's the average. Here we go. Here's the next question. How did you go from barely squatting the bar when you began to squatting 250 pounds? I'm going to let everybody, she's been working out since 2013. She is a certified yoga instructor. It's like people act like she portrays it as if she has just picked up fitness in this last fucking 2 years. That is disingenuous also. But I would love to hear her response. I haven't listened to this portion of the video yet.
You began your journey to squatting 250 plus pounds. Absolutely amazing. Thanks, Sarah. That is so sweet of you to say. I think a common perception or like thought is to lift heavy, you have to be lifting super heavy all of the time. And when I started with the bar and then I did end up adding weights, I was doing so many reps of those that I was building strength and endurance in those muscles. And then I think just that mixed with the weight that I carried around and still carry around on my frame, it's made my legs incredibly strong. And so when I started working out in October and felt more comfortable adding.
Did she just say that she started working out in October?
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding?
I didn't even caught on to that, but yeah, she definitely did say that.
I'm sure she said she's been working out before that. So I mean,
well, she's a yoga instructor, isn't she? So, but
yeah.
I don't. But yoga isn't technically weight training. I actually don't know. From perusing my sources, I haven't actually seen any mention of her having done previous like weight training, but I would imagine like maybe this is like she has started weight training in October. Like I don't know. I actually don't know, so I can't comment on that. Maybe she has, but I know she has been doing like fitness related things since before then. But maybe just the whole weight training in itself, or like CrossFit in itself, is what she's trying to say.
Maybe that might be it. Just benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's the CrossFit training, the whole DEXA stuff, because she was able to get on their podcast and shit. Fucking
yeah,
ridiculous. So here's the next question. The next question is, has your relationship with your husband changed? I couldn't give a fucking fuck about that. So we're going to go on to the next question. When you're done with your transformation in 150 fucking years, would you consider becoming a personal trainer?
Would you consider becoming a personal trainer? Great job so far. Thanks, Ryan. And probably not. Good. I've had some experience with personal training in the past, and I am not sure that that's something I would want to do. Now, if we ever decided to open a gym or like a gym/studio,
she should not be doing the exercise she's doing, by the way.
No.
I would probably do something like that, but I don't think that I would actively train people.
Why not just do back lunges? Because she should not be doing the exercise she's doing right now. Anybody that's told her she should is stupid. The step off alone for somebody her height on that box with weight in her hands is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next question. You just popped up in my feed for the first time in a while.
I actually did this myself, where I gave myself sciatica because I was trying to do something like that, but I was doing an elevated like lunge, like where you basically lunge up and down, right, to try and target the glute. It's not split squat, but like the lunge in the Smith machine.
Yeah, the Bulgarian squats.
Yeah, no, it's not Bulgarian split squat, because that's like when you have your 1 foot up. My 1 foot was up, like was she like as in a step up, but then you step up with the Smith. I don't remember the name of the exercise, but anyway, my heel was not properly on the thing that I was stepping onto. I think it was a bench, but and because of that, girls, be quiet, please. Because of that, my heel dipped, and it just caused the worst sciatica, and I couldn't train for several days. And when she's stepping up and she's stepping down, like her heel is dangling off, and that's not good. She's not having proper stability through that whole movement. And I'm not saying things like that to like be a dick, but it's just some like things like that. And I come from personal experience. Like I've injured myself squatting, I've injured myself deadlifting. I know these things because I've done them, and it's like, you know, when you do weight training, you need to wear appropriate footwear. And that's not being nitpicky, but you don't ballet dance in like, I don't know, fucking wellies. You know what I mean? You wear ballet shoes for a reason. There's a reason to wear squat shoes or platform shoes or whatever it is, because this is the appropriate footwear for the exercise you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
It goes to the point where, like, right there, like, it's too high. And she should, the step up idea, I would never coach an obese person to do stuff like this, ever. Like, I mean, not somebody her size, you know, like it's just,
thank you so much.
Here's the biggest problem.
Of how far, thank you so much.
That right there, the step down.
Yeah,
she's stepping down backwards, almost straight legged. She could fucking shatter her ankle, blow her knee out. She's got knee problems already. I mean, and we're over an hour and 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, why don't we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
But maybe
it went quick though.
It did go quick. It did go quick.
Yeah.
I had a good time. We definitely have to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, somebody said, "Bye." The hypocrisy. What are they saying?
I don't know who that's meant at.
Yeah, it could be meant to other people. But my thing is, this was a fun live stream. It really was. I want to preface this again. If April's watching, or other people that are fans of hers, this is not meant to be mean to her. But I got to say, when you put yourself in a position where you're going to be giving people advice, or putting yourself in a position as like a fitness guru or something like that, you should know what you're talking about, and it should be much, much, much more realistic and presented in a healthy way. I find many things she says to be extremely disingenuous. How she has portrayed everything from how she's portrayed her journey just to be from the last, since 2020, when I clearly showed you she's been on some sort of tagging weight loss journey since 2013.
Yeah.
And she's done nothing but gain weight and then lose a little bit and then gain more and then lose a little bit, then gain more. And I did want to say to April, I think that you admitting that you've failed at diets and regained, that's very good. You should realize that that's what you're doing right now. Well, your form of diet is what you're creating right now, and it is being led by finally having an audience that you are then trying to save. She pays way more attention to what the audience will engage with and what she can get promotional videos for, get paid to do promos for, than she does her own actual weight loss. And to me, that's a problem. But she's binging. I think she's binging too. I do. I think she's binge eating. Do you have anything to wrap up with?
Not really.
Not really.
No. No. I mean, like, I feel like we've pretty much covered everything, haven't we? Like, I think, like, I'll just reiterate, like, my issue, like, first of all, like, I don't really have a problem with her. Like, she may think that I'm obsessed with her. I'm really not.
You make content. You make content. That is like when people. That's when when people say you're obsessed with fat people. That's what I fucking do. I mean, I make videos about people losing weight or people that's what I fucking do.
Yeah. So it's like it's just the lack of transparency, and I don't know if she is just in such denial with herself. But then I don't believe so, because everything is just been curated to some degree. And it's, to me, it's just like, just be honest. Like, people like to see when you mess up. People they don't like to see when you mess up, but they like to see the honesty. It's like when she did, for example, 75 hard, and she had 3 months of 75 hard, and she almost cheated on 75 hard by eating oatmeal. And then, like, throughout 75, like 3 month period, she lost like 5 pounds or something. It's like, but this doesn't make sense. Like, either you are in total denial of what you're doing, but then I don't know. It's just I just don't think it is that.
She's lying. She's lying. I'll say it. I know you're trying to I believe she's lying about the calories she's taking in. To her, maybe even shit. I used to lie to myself.
Maybe that's what I mean. Like maybe that is the case.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. But hey, tell everybody where they can find you and all your social media and everything like that. And I wanted to thank you very much. It was a very good time. We have to do it again.
Yeah, definitely. I had a good time too. Thank you very much for having me. So my channel is called Chikara Transformations, and my Instagram is also called Chikara Transformations. And that's it. I don't really do any other social medias. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, and you guys can find me. You guys can find my coaching in the pinned comment up above. We also do 30-minute consultations. You can find me at the MFing COO on Twitter, which is where you'll see my thoughts on just about everything. And also on Instagram when they allow me to have Instagram. They don't often allow me to have Instagram because they hate me. But I hope everybody has a great fucking day. I will be live tomorrow. We're going to talk about supplements for weight loss and different supplement ingredients. Berberine will definitely be one of them. Yeah. So I hope everybody has a great day. And Alona, thank you very much again. I appreciate it.
No worries. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.